Our next reader is Alan Caden. Alan lives in Galway with his wife and 2 sons. He has published many short stories and has a novel currently submitted for publication. Good luck with that. Sorry, I tripped over the word saying it. Please welcome Alan to the stage to read an excerpt from his story, Patagonia.
Patagonia. Pascal's snores sound like old grease and water draining down a sink, a horrible sucking noise that threatens to congeal and block the pipes. Any idiot knows grease should never be poured down a sink unless some other idiot will plunge the sink for you afterwards. Siobhan would love to be a man for a day, if only to experience life without consequences, without consideration for others, the thrill of dirtying without cleaning up. She holds her breath as his snores gurgle and splutter to a halt, pretending to herself that there is hope it has stopped. The wind gusts against the window, synchronized with the laboured in and out of the snoring, the two together so she cannot distinguish the difference. Then it stops, and she waits in excruciating anticipation, in the ridiculous illusion that perhaps he has finished for the night. The night breathes in, the night breathes out. And for a moment, she is free again, without worry or regret, sadness or guilt. In between breaths, souls can fly their perches. Then it begins again, the tone more insistent, more intense. Now it's like something caught in the tube of a hoover, a dinky car or a tissue, the pressure building and building until she is sure he will burst. Then, in the midst of exhalation, he releases a sleep burp, and the smell of curried kipper and eggs wafts through the room. She reaches for the phone her son Mikey got her last Christmas. No, would it be 3 Christmases this year? She knows it was really Pascal who bought it and gave it to Mikey to give to her. Mikey was never fond of the big occasions, a shy soul, not a materialist. That summer job Pascal got him on the buildings, that's where it started. She had told him he was too soft for it. She scrolls down through the different functions, looking for the voice recorder. Listen to this, she'd love to say to Pascal tomorrow. What is it? Pascal would growl, annoyed at her interruption to last week's newspaper or yesterday's sports highlights. She wouldn't say anything, just wait until his irritation gave way to curiosity. And he'd ask again, gentler this time. What, Siobhan? What is it? Then she would play the recording for him, and he'd be surprised that she could still surprise him. What do you think it is? She would ask, toying with them. What does that sound like to you? It sounds like the song of a distressed asthmatic whale. Her sister Paula had the asthma, poor woman, but even she didn't sound that bad. I don't know, he'd respond, exasperated, not at the puzzle, but at her for posing it. It's you, you fat lump. It's the bloody sound I have to put up with every night of my life. And she'd sit back, satisfied. Just to see the look on his know-it-all face. Him and his patient airs. Pascal the feckin' martyr. She waits to see if sleep is waiting for her, to surprise her this one night, to steal over her unknown until she wakes up in the morning refreshed. What would that be like? Rest? Then she starts to think about the documentary she was watching before he came in. It was in Patagonia. Is that a country? And it was about these whales. They come to the coast of this Patagonia place every year to feed or breed or just in their migrations. She couldn't remember. There were a lot of dangers that the calves, isn't that strange? Calves, like cows. Imagine trying to milk a whale. Should it have some amount of milk, but would it not get mixed with the salty water? She should have breastfed Mikey like Paula told her. Anyway, the calves have a lot of danger like sharks and killer whales and of course humans who don't care about anything but themselves. But the thing that stood out for her were these seagulls, some species of gull or tern. They land on the whale's back while it's basking. No, breaching was what they call it, when the whale comes up to the surface, which is strange because that's what they call it when a baby is feet first in the womb, when it's turned the wrong way. Anyway, these whales. The gulls land on their backs and peck into their blubber near the blowhole with their hooked, red-stained beaks. The whale's blubber is thick, and they don't even feel it. It does them no damage, not at first. Every time the whale comes up for air, the gulls flutter over to it and take another little peck, work the wound open another little bit more. The mother, the cow, is nowhere to be seen, couldn't help anyway. The whale's back shuddered, then more gulls joined the feast. Or the picture of that poor whale, a calf, streaming blood into the cold water, but it has to keep coming up for air, and when it flicks its tail, the birds just flap away. And the eyes of the gull as it wrenches another bit of flesh from the whale. No malice at all in its eyes. That was the worst part, and it sends a shiver through her.